time we are going to discuss big data and Azure services, of course, for big data. So let's try to check agenda for this video. So this is the agenda where we are going to explore big data, just to understand and overview what it is, what are the attributes, characteristics of big data. Then we'll see some examples to understand it better, and then we try to understand why too much buzz of big data now from last couple of years. The technology is from so many years, but why now? What changed? Then we'll try to understand the use cases to cement all the knowledge regarding big data, and of course the benefits. Once we have the understanding of all these, then it's time to dive deep in Azure services for big data. We'll understand all the services or the popular services that Azure offers to store big data or utilize big data. And then we'll try to understand the different criteria to choose the correct Azure services for big data. So let's try to understand or explore big data first. As you see, this is the very smart way to learn or remember. Big data refers to extremely large data sets, as the name says, big data, that are beyond the ability of traditional databases and software tools to capture, store, manage, and analyze within reasonable amount of time. The concept of big data isn't just about the volume of data, like big volume of data, but also the other V's around, like variety, velocity, veracity, and value. So let's try to explore each one of these attributes or V. Volume refers to the immense amount of data generated every second. For instance, every day, billions of photos are uploaded to social media, millions of transactions happen online, and countless bytes of data are generated by Internet of Things devices, IoT. That's the volume. Immense amount of data generating by different ways. Now the variety. Data comes in different forms. That's the variety. Traditional data types were structured mostly like databases with defined fields that we have explained pretty well in the previous videos. But much of a big data is unstructured or semi-structured. This includes text, images, sound, video, and more. Now, velocity is, as we have learned in the physics, the speed at which data is being generated. Speed at which data is being generated, processed, and made available. Consider social media posts that get created every millisecond or sensor data that's being generated every microsecond. So, because of the velocity, the speed by which data is being generated, the volume is very high. The immense amount of data gets generated because of the velocity. And because of this, it's keep on generating. It's not thinking whether I have to generate the structured data and structures. I would say just keep on generating the data. That's the variety. You can think that way. Now, the other characteristics like veracity, which actually means the trustworthiness. It's an English word, but here we are talking in reference to the data, trustworthiness of data, how authentic the data is, and the value. Now, if the data is authentic, only then it makes a value, right? If data is just like, which doesn't make any sense, so it will not give you any value. It just take the storage, but you are not getting anything out of it. So veracity and value is also more also needs to be considered as an attribute of the big data. Otherwise, it just become a data dump, and nobody wants the data dump. Everybody wants the insight out of this big or enormous amount of data that is being generating and that is there to utilize. And the importance of big data lies in the insights that can be drawn from it. With the right tools and analytical approaches, big data can provide valuable insights for business, scientific research, and many other areas. Whosoever is generating a lots of data, you just gather that data, make sure the veracity and value is there. And once you have data extracted someplace, and then you can either transform it, or if it is already ready to get the insight, you can have those tools which can give you insights. Now let's quickly check few examples of big data. So as of now, we understood like immense amount of data, variety of data keep on generating. So that gives a pretty decent example of social media. Like billions of people are using every day. They are generating, they are clicking like, they are commenting, they are uploading photos, videos. So too much of data, the velocity is very high, which increases the volume, so it's a big data. Now purchasing transaction from an online store, you see there like billions of people, again, like let's take an example of Amazon purchasing something, so that huge amount of data is generated. Same goes with the sensor data from smart devices, maybe in a city, or medical records from the hospital. So these are some examples for the big data. Now let's try to understand that buzz that we are seeing nowadays. Why the buzz of big data in recent years? The very first reason I could think of is because earlier, if you see, because I belong to this generation who has seen no phone, then the landline phone, then the cordless landline phone, and then the huge mobile phone with the huge antenna, then a small mobile phone, then the smartphones came. So I've seen that. I belong to that generation. Anyways, the explosion of devices, smartphones, smartwatches, IoT devices, all generate tons of data that could be utilized. That's the reason buzz is there. Because earlier you do not have those devices around who generates that amount of data that could be utilized to make them work efficiently, or utilize that data smartly. Digital revolution, you could say. More business operate online. That means generating more data that could be utilized to find the patterns. Earlier, nowadays we have affordable storage. It wasn't there uh, years back. It's now cheaper to store large amounts of data, and you can go with pay as you go kind of model because of the cloud. Now, advanced tools, modern software can process and analyze big data effectively. Earlier, you have to have huge amount of money to establish that analysis hardware, software, uh, to get the insights from the data. But nowadays, it's not like that. You just need to opt for that service and start working on it. Cloud again has a role to play here. Now, why wasn't it popular earlier? A few of the things we have already discussed. Another thing is earlier, uh, as I said at the very beginning, there were not so many digital devices. There were devices, but not digital. Nowadays, we have digital watches. We had watches earlier, but it was not sending or generating data. Now the IoT is everywhere. You can see the data is getting generated. So limited data is the reason, one of the reason it wasn't popular earlier. Then the storage cost was very high because you have to purchase the hardware, then you have to get these folks aligned, put the networking in place, and then start working on the storage. So it was time consuming, it was expensive, and nowadays it's not like that. Now the processing power, computers weren't as powerful or efficient in handling vast amount of data the way we have right now. And you can opt for it whenever you need it. You need not to buy it and kept it and maintain it. You simply go subscribe it, or like run the service, delete it, run the service, delete it. the thing that you would like to use, you can use, and then just get rid of that service, which so you have the access to those computers that you never had before, and you need not to have a huge amount of money in your pockets to utilize that service, right? Now, another one is awareness. Many didn't realize the potential benefits of analyzing vast amount of data. Usually it was like a waste, but I shouldn't say waste, but let's put it in that category, because it wasn't the awareness before that they can get the patterns out of huge amount of data. Could be one of the reason. So in essence, as technology has evolved, so as our ability to generate, store, and analyze data, big data provides powerful insights leading to better decisions and innovative solutions, making it a hot topic in today's digital age. Now we have the understanding of big data. We went through a couple of examples. We try to understand why the buzz now. So let's try to check few use cases and benefits to cement our knowledge what we understood about the big data. The very first is business decisions. How could this is one of the use case. What why we are utilizing or analyzing or storing and ingesting and capturing and transforming, because we want to get something out of it. One of the use cases, business decision. Companies analyze customer purchase patterns to tailor marketing or stock products. Only when you analyze data you can understand which product is in demand at which region, maybe which product is giving you most profit as compared to the other ones, so you can take the uh, decision accordingly, smart decision. Now you could utilize this in healthcare. You can predict disease outbreaks or optimize patient care. You can utilize it in a smart cities where you can manage traffic, waste management, or energy. You could utilize in finance, detect fraudulent transactions, which is already happening. All those smart security devices, smart security uh, services in place, which gives you uh, on the spot detection of fraudulent transactions. For example, your credit card, if you do not use that much and suddenly use one day with a huge amount, you'll get a message and emails and everything, like seems like something wrong is happening. One of the example, not fulfilling entire the use case, but yeah, you can relate. And the entertainment, of course, because whenever you watch the kind of movies you see, it starts recommending same kind of movies. You see that in all the platforms that utilize. Now let's check couple of benefits here. What is the benefits? These are the use cases, but you can see the benefits. That's why the use cases. Business decision, there was an informed decision. That's the benefit. That's why businesses are using it. Informed decisions. Once you have the analysis, you could see what decision you should make that drive your company in profit. Efficiency. Processes can be streamlined based on data insights. You could see, put this in any process oriented organization, and as per data you could easily understand which is not followed, which supposed to be followed properly to get the proper results. So process can be streamlined. Now personalization, tailor experiences for individuals based on their behavior. That's the personalization. For example, you do not like English music, or maybe you like only comedy videos, so those kind of uh, recommendation you start getting, for example YouTube. So it's a personalized experience for an individual, could be an example. And innovation, of course, new product services based on what the data suggest. For example, you can analyze the data of comments or the feedbacks for any product, and you could easily understand what people talking about, what are the good things they are talking about, what is the worst thing that they are mentioning in their comments, in their feedback, and accordingly you can enhance or innovate your product or service. So this is big data use cases and benefits. I hope this is all make sense and you are learning. And let's try to understand the Azure services for big data. Now we understood what is big data. We understood why the buzz now. We understood the use cases, the benefits. And now let's see how can we utilize Azure services for big data. The very first example, these are all the services like Azure Blob Storage, Data Lake, Synapse, Cosmos, HD Insight, Databricks. These are not the only one. These are the popular ones. So let's pick one by one, and let's talk about them. What is the criteria to choose Blob Storage, and talk about some examples. So Azure Blob Storage, it is ideal for storing large amounts of unstructured data like documents, logs, backup data, media files, and many more. It offers high availability and durability. That's the feature of this service. And if we take an example, maybe media hosting service where a video streaming platform can use blob storage to store and stream videos to users. And you could also utilize for the backup and archival, where an enterprise wants to store backups for critical data securely offsite. You could utilize this. Just put the data here in the blob storage. Now, data lake storage. This is best for big data analytics. It handles structured and unstructured data and integrates seamlessly with the analyticals frameworks like Hadoop and Spark. That's why big data analytics, it is best for big data analytics. If we take an example, it could be like healthcare analytics, where hospitals analyze patient data, treatment histories, uh, and lab results to predict disease outbreaks. Maybe financial forecasting, where investment firms analyze historical data to predict stock market trends. These are few examples where you are storing all the data in data lake storage, and because there is a seamless integration with the analytical frameworks, and you're applying those queries, those analysis framework on the data and getting insights out of it. Now, Azure Synapse Analytics, when you need to store and query large data sets using SQL and require the scalability and analytics capabilities of a data warehouse, this is unified or centralized single pane service, which could be end-to-end process could be handled in this service for ETL or ELT. Uh, Example could be a retail sales analysis. A chain store aggregates sales data from all its stores globally and glean insights and best selling products, maybe customer insights. A tech company analyzes user interaction with its software to improve features. So these could be some examples for the Synapse analytics, where you are storing data and running what we call queries to get the insights out of it. Now, Cosmos is a database. It's used for globally distributed applications requiring wide reaching scalability and geographic distribution. It supports multiple data models. We talked about it in many videos like document, key value, graph, column, family. It's also multi-write. You can write in different regions, so it has a variety of features. It's huge uh, in benefits. When you have a global application and you want every region to write, not even read, then you can go for the Cosmos DB. It holds pretty well all the unstructured data or semi-structured data. So the example could be an e-commerce platform, an online store that serves customers worldwide and requires low latency for product recommendation and inventory check. Now, this latency remind me, it has multiple consistency, like eventual consistency or session, and five consistencies there that we dive deep in one of the video you can see in the playlist. And another example could be social networking apps, an app that requires quick and globally distributed access to user profiles, post, and friend networks. Now, HD Insight. When you need cloud-based analytics service to process big data using popular frameworks like Hadoop, Spark, Hive, and more, you could go with the Azure HD Insight. The example could be a log analysis, where a company analyzes logs from its web servers to understand user behavior and optimize website design. Now, the last one is Databricks. when collaborative analytics using Apache Spark is needed. This Azure Databricks offers an integrated workspace for data science, data engineering, and business analytics. And if you think about an example, a real-time analytics where a ride sharing app analyzes real-time data on car location, user demand, and traffic to optimize ride allocations. It could be a good choice. And the collaboration research, where researchers from different backgrounds collaborate on a data set to gain insights on climate change. So it's a collaborative analytics using Apache Spark. So whenever you have this kind of need, collaborative analytics using Apache Spark, or you have a need of data science, data engineering, and business analytics in a collaborative manner, you can think for the Azure Databricks. So, in choosing a service, consider factors like the nature of data, structure, unstructured, semi-structured, volume, access speed requirement, geographical distribution. There was the Cosmos, and the specific analytics tools like in Databricks, Apache, and HD Insight had another like Hadoop, Spark, and Hive. Uh, that will help you to choose the Azure service, and all these service has their inbuilt features that could be explored later maybe, but for now, as per the agenda, as per the topic, that's all about it. And I hope this was informative to all of you. Well, thank you for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.